So let's kind of go into the rumor mill. I don't really do rumors, so again, I'm gonna just tell you right now, take all this with a grain of salt. Nobody's gonna put a lot of stock into this, but we're just gonna kind of take it for what it is. But we have a couple rumors here, and some of these things have to do with Sony, Spider-Man, and what is going to happen. So I'm just gonna talk about a couple of them, and then just give some quick thoughts on them. Again, we're not putting a whole lot of emphasis on this because we don't know if they true or not. We don't know if they actually gonna happen. And another caveat to give y'all: when y'all hear about these rumors, please understand that there is a very big difference of something being officially stated and officially confirmed versus when you hear these rumors, they could change at any time. Like whatever you hear now might not be what happens next month, and both things could be true. So in other words, I don't know, let's say the rumor is Apocalypse is coming to the X-Men in the next movie. Maybe they did want to do that, and then when the rumor got leaked, they was like, scrap that, we don't want to do it no more, and then it doesn't happen. So I want y'all just not to put a lot, because I be seeing some of y'all tag me to rumors and stuff. First of all, please don't. You don't have to tag me to rumors. I usually look for the rumors that I think are more verified, because everybody has a rumor out there. And if you don't vet them and you just click on them because they sound juicy, that it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It gets your hopes up, gets your expectations up. And then when you go to the movie and you find out it's not real, you're going to be the only one mad and disappointed. So I try to at least stick to a very select few folks that at least have a decent reputation, but I still tell y'all, please keep that grain of salt handy. So anyway, one of them that has been coming out, and again, Daniel Richmond has been somebody who's had a pretty decent track record so far with him, so we can entertain him. We can entertain him. And one of the things that he just came out with was Amy Pascal, the Sony producer, reportedly wants Kevin Feige involved in Sony's Miles Morales live action movie. So that could be interesting if it's true. That could be interesting. We had talked about how Sony, that at least the rumor, well, it wasn't a rumor, Amy Pascal herself, and I told y'all, listen to Amy. She herself had told us that a live action Miles Morales movie was coming, but they had to get done with two other Spider-Man movies, which is Beyond the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 4. Okay. So a Miles Morales movie can happen potentially, I would think, maybe within the next 5 years, maybe. But if this rumor is true, I like that she is already thinking to get Kevin Feige involved. Now, I'm gonna put two caveats on here. So I just talked about how with Madam Web, if you're gonna make a movie, any movie, the least you can do is get qualified people on board. Find the best director, the best writers that you can afford and that are available. That's all. That's all we ask. Don't go getting the people that did God of Egypt and Morbius and Madam Web. Don't hire them no more. Just don't. I don't care if y'all have a personal relationship. They're not good for business. And they've literally proven that multiple times. So, at the same time, reward the people that have done a really good job, right? So, the two things so far that I think have brought the best success to Sony has been Kevin Feige, for sure, and his inclusion of the MCU Spider-Man with Tom Holland, that unique partnership that him and Amy have already had. That's great. Keep that going. And yes, if you're going to trust Miles Morales with somebody, Kevin Feige is one. Now, here's the other thing, though. Kevin Feige is a busy man. Okay, Kevin Feige is already doing a lot. Now, we'll talk about it later, but Marvel is slowing down and they're allowing a little more time to things to get fixed. So maybe if Kevin puts it on a priority, maybe a live action can work. But this is what I would recommend. While I would not mind if Kevin were actively involved, you got the talented Lord Miller right there. If I'm Sony and we're even thinking about a live action Miles Morales, why don't you go to the people that literally put him on the map? These guys are literally sitting there, now I don't know if they want it. I don't know if they don't want it, whatever. But If I'm going to give anybody some trust with Miles Morales, I'm going to give it to the Spider-Verse people. Because what I appreciate about Lord and Miller is they have put the right people in place. They have put the right animators in place. They have put the right directors in place. And I have never seen someone capture the essence of a character so perfectly before than what we got in the Spider-Verse. I've already told y'all the Spider-Verse movies might be the best Spider-Man trilogy to ever exist if Beyond the Spider-Verse ends up being pretty solid. So yeah, that's nice to go ahead and get, Kevin Feige, but dang, they're right there. They're right there. Pay them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, it's not often that we see and find producers in Hollywood that actually understand not only how to make a good movie, but also understand the characters. That's not easy. That's one of the reasons why WB was breaking their neck just to try and find a Kevin Feige replacement, and they couldn't. They had to go get Peter Safran and James Gunn and put them two together. Well, you got your two right there with Lord and Miller. Now, again, I don't know if Lord and Miller want that. I don't know if they're even interested. I'm pretty sure these guys might be busy, but that's what I'm saying. Like, look, pay them, because money talks. Okay, I don't know if they want money. I don't know. I don't know if Sony is willing to spend it, but listen, if you're going to make an investment, and let me make this also clear. Let me make this clear for Sony, because Sony want to act like they don't hear people. Listen here, Sony. We already showed you that Spider-Verse was something successful. It was an animated thing. If you make Spider-Verse live action, if you allow, whether it's Kevin Feige or Lord Miller, to just cook, I can promise you, the Black and Hispanic community are going to show up like nobody's business. And we are going to push this movie to make it cool for everybody else. And I would argue that if you put the right creators behind it, you could have a very similar effect that Black Panther had as well. So you have everything right there to have a successful movie, but it's really on you. It's on you. Do you want to pay the right people? Do you want to get the right people in place? Because Miles Morales has that potential. You're talking about grabbing a young audience. You're talking about grabbing a diverse audience. You're talking about a superhero genre that's already got some mix in there. You're talking about having potentially really good storytellers also involved. I've asked y'all this question before. Do y'all want money? Do y'all like money? Because you got the components right there. Anyway, I think that would be an easy slam dunk for Sony if they were to go and do that. If they wanted to go that route for Miles Morales, and it does not have to be just Kevin Feige. Lord Miller, I think, would be a fantastic fit. But let's see. We also have another rumor here for Spider-Man. So Spider-Man 4, of course, is something that is going to be in development. We've already heard that with Tom Holland. But according to this other rumor, it says here that Tom Rothman, basically the exec at Sony Pictures, he wants John Watts to return and direct Spider-Man 4, but Kevin Feige wants a new director. If this is true, please stop making suggestions. If Kevin Feige wants another director, let them go to another director. Kevin Feige has already shown you with 3 whole movies that he has a better sense of direction. I'm just saying, Kevin Feige has earned that right, in my opinion, to just call the shots for y'all so you can sit back and eat that money. And here's the problem. Whenever I hear Tom Rothman talk about what to do with Spider-Man, keep in mind, this is the same guy that reportedly was saying that, oh, we learned everything that we needed to learn from Kevin Feige. And then he turned around and they made Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was not great. So then we heard the other rumor, again, if it's a rumor, if it's true or not, that Sony wanted to bring back Tom Holland and bring back Andrew Garfield and do another multiverse party versus Kevin Feige and Tom Holland, who, according to this rumor, they were like, nah, we got to go with a grounded Spider-Man for Spider-Man 4. Sony comes off. If these things are true, if these reports and rumors are true, they sound like the old Hollywood executive mindset of, oh, but that worked. So let's just keep going back into the same well. What's the problem? Rather than being forward thinking. Spider-Man No Way Home was a moment in time. Spider-Man No Way Home was something that was built off a unique time and place in the cinematic universe. We never thought we'd get 3 Spider-Man on screen. We never thought that it was even possible. If you even think about trying to go back to that well, you're undermining and undercutting what just happened. That moment is no longer special. It's done. It was, it's like now you're putting your money before the creativity. You have to have a level of insight, even if you're a businessman, to realize that you can still make your money without backtracking and trying to be greedy and go back to that same well. Please stop. And John Watts, I mean, he's okay, but he's not like, I don't personally feel like John Watts is what made those Spider-Man movies great. And that's not a shot to him. I'm sure he's a competent director. I'm sure he does a fine job, but so far I have not seen enough from John Watts to let me know, nah, you can't make another Spider-Man movie without John Watts. It would almost be like saying if this was Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy, after so many movies, it feels like you need a James Gunn, right? Like if they were doing a volume 3, nah, we got to go back with James Gunn. He knows these characters, etc. Right? But James Gunn left it off where he was like, "Hey, I said my story. Somebody else can take it over, do their own thing." That was cool. But like John Watts is like, bro, this is a new Spider-Man, right? The same way James Gunn left off Guardians, where it's open to anybody. This is a new Spider-Man. He ain't got no aunts. He ain't got no uncles. He got a new suit. Don't nobody know him. He ain't got no friends. What you need John Watts for? Bring in a new director that can carry on this new path that Spider-Man is going on. And I'm telling you, when you focus Spider-Man on the character, you'll make your money. Iron Man did, and half of his movies weren't that good either, but he still made that money. So yeah, if this is a real rumor or whatever, I need Sony to just chill out. I feel like, again, if these things are true, this kind of comes off as that ego coming in, where like you don't really want this other executive to make you look bad because they make money for you. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, listen, if somebody else want to come in and do my job, I'm gonna take credit for that. I'm be like, oh, that was my idea. That $1 billion that they made, oh, I gave the okay for that. So I'm still in charge. We still making these billions of dollars, and I'm letting him work for me. That's the way you should be looking at it. Don't let your ego get in the way now, okay? Because don't nobody care. At the end of the day, y'all still winning. It's still Sony Spider-Man. Y'all still getting y'all stocks up because the money is coming in either way. But I don't know. Again, that's if these rumors are true. Do we have another rumor? Yes, we have another rumor. Now we're gonna shift from Spider-Man, but this is still gonna be MCU related. This rumor says here that Kevin Feige reportedly is thinking of adding Deadpool and Wolverine to the Avengers Kang the Dynasty or the Kang Dynasty. The original plan was to have them appear only in Avengers Secret Wars, but Feige was so impressed with Deadpool and Wolverine with that film that that plan could be changing. Ha! Ha ha ha. So, question here is this needed? Is this needed? Do you really need Deadpool and Wolverine to be in whatever the Kang Dynasty thing is going to be? We don't even know if it's still going to be Kang Dynasty, but keep in mind these are going to be back-to-back films where it's going to be Kang Dynasty, or let's just call it Avengers 5. Avengers 5, and then the last one, Secret Wars. Now, Secret Wars has always been kind of rumored up to be this big cataclysmic thing where you have all these characters coming back. and all this crazy stuff is going to happen. At least that's the thought right now. We don't know if that's how it's going to go down, but that's kind of the thought, right? But to have Deadpool and Wolverine come back, do you want to be greedy? And is it greedy? Is it necessary? That's probably my question. Now, I think that if this rumor is true, um, I think it would depend. And it really depends on what happens in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, are they going around in the multiverse recruiting people? Are they how are they saving the MCU? I mean, I think there are a lot of things that still are up in the air with this before we can really get into it. Now I wouldn't mind a post-credit scene, if that's the case. I think that'll be fine. But then again, Marvel's been struggling. And to say that they wouldn't need some sort of boost would be an understatement. And if Deadpool and Wolverine, which I have said, and I do believe, has the potential of making either 800 million to maybe even $1 billion, it could be a good boost. It could be a nice boost for the whole franchise if you throw them into Avengers 5, So I don't know. I mean, we still don't know what this movie is about. We don't know what Secret Wars is about. A lot of this stuff is speculation. It's very, very tough to see whether or not this thing can even pan out the way we think it will. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But you guys let me know. What do you think about all these rumors? Are these things that you think are kind of crazy, or do you think they're actually in play? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.